Hi, Kyrah. Thank you so much for joining us on Black Ink Cinema podcast.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
It's so nice to have you on. Before we get into your amazing film choice, just want to get to know you a little bit better. So what drew you into comedy and stand-up?
So to be honest, I've always loved stand-up. From when I was a child, Eddie Murphy. I used to really love Lee Evans. I remember I used to watch him with my mum all the time.
My sister loved him.
I honestly think I was in love with him. I think I get how animated I am on stage. I think a lot of it actually comes from watching him for all those years. But I've always just loved it. I've admired it. I love how confident they are on stage. I love how free they are. But until uni, it was never something that I'd ever considered that I'd be able to do.
Yeah.
And obviously when I got the opportunity to do it in uni, because I did a module in it for my course, my lecturer was just like, yeah, man, this comes so naturally to you. Like, you look so comfortable on stage. You look so happy on stage. You should definitely do it professionally. I was like, why not, man? You only live once, man. Why not? Let's go.
Oh,
the rest is history.
That is
Thank
amazing.
You.
So I know you mentioned Lee Evans and Eddie Murphy. Are there any other comedians that inspired you to pick up the mic?
Yes, actually. So Bernie Mac is one of my, God rest his soul. He was one of my favorite comedians growing up. Kevin Hart, I feel like the barriers that Kevin Hart has broken, no matter what opinions people might have of him, I feel like he has shown how far you can take stand-up comedy and how far your career can really take you. So I admire him so much. I really like Michael McIntyre as well. He's another animated comedian that I just feel like he's so free on stage. I just love it. I love it. Yeah, there's so many more, but those are the main ones. Yeah.
No, those are great ones. I was preing your Instagram and I see you expressing a little bit of your frustration with people who are obsessed with star signs.
Yeah.
Do you want to just talk us through that a little bit?
So, like, I do believe in astrology to a sense. Like, I 100% believe that your star sign can affect your personality in some way. Like, I do believe that certain people tend to have certain personality types, 100%. But there are so many people that will blame bad character traits on their star sign. Like, oh yeah, I slapped my sister. That was so Gemini of me. Like, you know what I mean? The moon was in rising. Like, that's totally the reason why I did that.
I'm a Virgo. Like,
do you know what I mean? Like, you're just a bad person. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have
a bit of a dick. That is,
you make bad choices.
Yeah,
that's 100% right. I feel like people lack accountability. It stresses me out. It's much.
Like, I do get it. There are some people you're like, oh, that was very Leo-esque, or that was very, Pisces.
Yeah.
Then there are some people that, like, it's not my fault. It's my star sign. It's like,
no, literally, like, when some people are like, oh, sorry, what star sign are you? Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get along because we're just like, what's he talking about?
And the thing is, if that's the case, then no one really should be talking, because it just depends. It depends.
We should all just be in tribes. Do you know what I mean? Like, the logic is so flawed. Let's just take Divergent, the film, and live it, because that's what everyone's on right now.
Exactly.
So that's honestly my frustration with those type of people.
I'm with you on that. Also, I saw a fun game that you play with some of your friends called Say It or Shot It.
Yes.
And I wanted to have one round, because that's all I don't know if my chest could take more than one round of that game.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I can take it either.
So you can ask me a question and I'll ask you a question. Shall I go first? And then you?
Yes, please.
Okay. I might just go in there with a bomb.
Okay.
What is the worst dick pic you've ever received? Because I'm gonna assume you have.
I have. Sadly, it was a random one. Like, I honestly think this was years ago as well. I think it was even before I started uni. Like, I'm sure I was in like sixth form. Yeah. And it was like this random guy who asked for my number. And back then I was really scared to say no, because men are mad.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah. I honestly used to just give my number to people and I would block them when I got home. I was literally just this guy. I gave him my number. Before I got home, his penis was on my phone. I said, yeah, this cycle of madness that you're all experiencing is not for me. Never again. I can't.
My issue with that is, like, just the image without context as well. It's
No,
like
hello, just penis. Like, and I was like, what, 17 years old? What? And he was a big man. Like, it wasn't a
very
teenager.
borderline pedophilia right there. Like just
It's not even borderline. His foot was just over the legality of the situation. Like, he was a, yeah, no, that was probably the worst one I've had. That was
okay.
absolutely revolting. Right,
Just
let me think of one for you. What has your worst sexual experience been?
oh. Oh, not,
Yeah,
I'm
take a shot.
I'm
Take a shot.
take- my family watch.
You see, this is what I'm saying. When people ask me questions like, "My mama ain't gonna watch this,"
Oh my
so
god, this is vinegar, by the way. That's really gross. My chest,
it's actually disgusting. Yeah, no, when we did it,
really gross.
we regretted it instantly. So no idea we're
Yeah.
doing it again.
No, that is a one-time thing. But
Yeah,
thank you for playing along with me.
no worries, no worries.
Oh god, we'll share that story off camera.
Yes,
The
yes,
world
I'm
don't need
actually
to know.
very interested. Yeah,
There's a few. The world don't need to know all of that.
we'll keep it private. We'll keep it private.
So what other projects are you working on at the moment, and where can people watch you perform?
So I have obviously my Instagram. I post weekly videos, weekly message of the weeks. You know,
Hmm.
just trying to say what everyone else is thinking, of course. Also, I have a few YouTube videos on the way. Have a few collaborations on the way as well. So look out for those. You guys can catch me on my Instagram, which is at it's Kyrah Gray. Um, that's KYRAHGRAY. Yep. And my YouTube is Kai TV. So yeah, we have a lot of exciting things happening. So as long as Boris isn't a dickhead, we're all right. We're
He's
all right.
really riding that dickhead train to the
I
end.
I cannot stand that man.
I was like, I clearly need to pick up some snipering skills. I don't understand because
As bad as it is to say, and the government's probably watching me. Why has no one attempted to assassinate him yet? Like, I don't wish death on anyone. I swear to God, I am a child of God. Christ is in my life, and I'm just confused as to why no one has attempted.
I'm laughing because I've legit asked the same question, and I know they're listening, and I know they're like, that one, we've got to watch out for her because she's
100%.
But seriously, guys, there's a lot of people that are getting taken out, and you're missing the main target. Like, I don't understand. I'm just saying.
There are some very talented assassinators out there. Yeah, there are some very talented kidnappers out there, and you're putting your energy into the wrong people. I'll be honest. Boris is there, unbrushed hair, just waiting, and you're here targeting innocent people. Come on, man.
Oh God, I thought it was just
Wrong
me.
energy. No, it's not just you.
Page. We're on the same
I
page.
swear to you. Let me not say hate. Hate is a strong word. I do not like that man.
We dislike him a lot.
Yes, absolutely.
But we're here to celebrate all things Black cinema, and you chose a film with the legend himself, Denzel Washington, Equalizer. Why did you pick Equalizer? And for those people who haven't watched it, tell us a little bit about it.
So Equalizer is featuring the one and only Denzel Washington, who is my favorite actor in the world, my top 3 favorite actors. He's just so amazing, and I feel like any character that he plays, he just draws you in. And with Equalizer, I feel like because it's quite recent, you know, when actors start from young and the older they get, some people feel like, you know, they don't necessarily have that je ne sais quoi that they used to have. Mr. Denzel, he will never lose it. He just played it so well. His mannerisms that people like to make fun of, I just feel like it's so unique to him.
Yeah.
And he's able to just dive into each character so well that you forget that it's not him. Like, he genuinely is someone that was born to do exactly what he's doing. So Equalizer is basically about this guy. He's an assassin. I don't even know what to call him. He was a trained killer. He takes out the bad guys, and he times himself whilst he does it, and he tries to beat that target each time.
Very punctual. Love that.
Yeah, no, but I appreciate it, you know, because we're all about leveling up. So, you know, he's trying to beat the last one. You know what I mean?
Get better and better as it goes along.
Yeah, like that took 10 seconds. You know, last time it took 9. We're gonna have to, you know, fix something there. But basically he meets a young girl who she's a prostitute, but she's being like I would say she's being sex trafficked. She's
Yes.
part of a group of young Russian women who are being sex trafficked. And she gets beaten up by her pimp, I would say. And she's someone who he has met in a cafe, and he meets her in a cafe every evening. They share a nice conversation, you know, they bond. It's a nice little kind of father-daughter kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And he witnesses her get slapped by this guy. And I think that's when the alarm bell started ringing. And then he gets told that she's in hospital because she got beaten up really bad. And from that moment, he was like, yeah, okay.
It's on.
Let's see. And he takes down a whole cartel.
Yes.
One by one. He just kills everyone.
I do love that about him, and I love that relationship between him and Elena.
Yeah,
it's quite sweet because although she's in this like super sexual career, their relationship is very platonic.
Yes. I think that's what I love so much about it. It wasn't a romantic story, you know. It wasn't about a guy who fell in love with a prostitute and he drew her out of that world, you know.
Yeah.
The stereotypical thing that you kind of expect it to be. It was just someone who saw someone being mistreated and wanted to do the right thing, you know. And the only way he knew how to do the right thing was to kill everybody around him, you know. The game's the game, man. You got to charge it to the game.
I'm here for that.
Honestly.
There was an 80s TV series of The Equalizer. Did you ever go back and then watch that? Because I was.
Do you know what? I haven't. Like, of course, I knew that the Denzel wasn't the original, but I never went back to watch the old one. Just because I got scared. Like, when I watch a version of something, I don't like to watch the old or the newer version.
Oh, okay.
They're coming out with another one with Queen Latifah, and I don't know if I want to watch that.
See, I don't know if I want to watch that either, just because I feel like it's just not going to be.
It's not Denzel.
It's not Denzel, and I don't feel like it's going to be done well
at all. I have little to no faith in it.
Like,
but
I love Queen. I'm exactly here for her, but
I don't know, man. I'm all here for supporting Black women in it. Honestly,
yeah, of course.
I'm here for mediocrity as well. You know, Black people are allowed to do mediocrity.
Not everyday excellence.
It's not. We're tired. You know, sometimes mediocre. So I'm here for it. Queen Latifah is another one of. I love her. She's one of my favorite artists as well in general.
Yeah.
But I just feel like once someone has done the role so well, there's no need to recreate it because you're doing the next actor an injustice because everyone's gonna compare it automatically.
But I think it's where Hollywood is out of ideas and they just try to regurgitate the same thing. They're like, that formula worked, let's do that. Oh, let's throw in a woman for good measure.
Yeah, I know. I know.
A Black woman.
Let's put a Black woman in there, really jazz it up, you know, let's get everyone excited. Exactly. I know. They're running out of ideas, man. Recreating everything that they can think of is unnecessary. It's no, I don't know if I'm gonna watch it, I'll be honest.
No, we're on the same page there. What I do love, I love Denzel in this. I love the fact that he's got that like uncle, dad bod vibe going on. He's there for the younger generation. All of them call him Pops. Then he gives them like advice: don't eat sugar and snack and be healthy. What was funny for me is like he goes from that to like the John Wick meets Sherlock Holmes kind of character. When I first watched it, I was like, "What? Wait a minute! I wasn't expecting this swift movement."
That's honestly what I love about him. Like, I feel like people don't understand the skill it takes in general as an actor to be able to switch something up like that and be able to play. It's almost like he's playing two completely different, believable actors, like two completely believable characters. So the way that he's able to just switch it up, and you know exactly when he has that look in his eye, you know what's coming.
Yeah,
I just love it, man. He's the dad everyone wants. Me too. I want my dad to kill people that upset me. You know,
100%. And what I love the fact he was nearly 60 when he did this film, and he was doing all these action sequences. How do you think that he carried those? With
the will of God and clearly a very good diet and probably a very good trainer.
Yes,
I assume some stunt doubles too, because some of the things he's just I love him so much. But I do think because it wasn't necessarily like it wasn't John Wick level in terms of the acrobats.
And it wasn't constant.
It wasn't a cartwheel. It wasn't Jackie Chan and Rush Hour climbing up buildings kind of vibe.
Yeah,
it was very simple, like smart, like I'm mature, I've been doing this, I'm smarter than you, I will win this fight kind of vibe. And that's why I feel like he carried it so well. Because if it was him playing John Wick, I don't think it would be as believable. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like he carried the character so well.
And which leads me on to he's partnered up with Antoine Fuqua from Training Day, and they've worked together on other films. Do you think it was intentional for them to show the kind of calculations of what he was doing before he executed it?
Yes, I do actually, because I feel like it was important in the film. Because if you watch the film, you can see that he always kind of brings things back to his wife, and the fact that he knew that his wife wouldn't want him to do this, but it's something that he needed to do because he felt like it was right. And it's almost like you can't, as much as you try to do things for other people, something that is in you, like something that makes you feel alive, like it's a part of you. I feel like that's not something that you can get rid of, you know? Like I feel like it's just a reflection of everyday life. Like when people try to change for other people around them, but they're never actually fulfilled or happy, you know? And I feel like showing him kind of making that calculation before he killed people, you know, it showed the humanity inside of him, the fact that he was second guessing, like, do I need to do this? And he always gave them a chance. It's not like he just killed people senselessly.
And he told
gave them the opportunity to run, you know, but you lot thought you were bad.
So he has to
you
show
know
you. It's not
to show you.
It's not his fault.
It's not his fault at all.
So with those Sherlock Holmes kind of skills of calculating the situation, have you ever had a moment in your life where that skill would have been handy?
Definitely getting beatings when I was younger. Those calculations would have helped. No, if I just sat there and I calculated where she was gonna put the belt and I could catch it, you know, and then I could run far enough where she wouldn't catch me, but she'd get tired. You know? Those kind of calculations would have helped a lot. Probably at some point.
Like when they started getting tired, they got more angry.
Because they're angry at you. Is it my fault that your cardiovascular system is weak? It's just ridiculous.
A whole workout and you're doing it to yourself. Like no one's asking you for this abuse.
No one asked you to do this. You could have just shouted at me and took my phone. You wanted to do exercise. Sounds like a personal problem.
Exactly. That's a you problem.
100%.
Also, in your acts, you talk a lot about men losing their hair and baldness and so forth. In this film, Denzel's rocking the bold look, which usually he's rocking his waves or full head of hair. Do you think he pulled it off?
100%. I'll be honest, man. Once I love you, I don't care what you've done. I will support absolutely everything. And luckily, he has one of those head shapes where he can be bald.
He can get away with it.
100%. And because he was so attractive when he was younger, I will allow absolutely anything to happen. You're getting older. You know what I mean? It's different. I'm talking about the younger men. The younger men. That's where the issue lies.
Oh God. In the film, he talks about when he's coaching the young guy who wants to become a security guard. He's coaching him, and he uses a quote, progress, not perfection. Is that a philosophy that you live by or that you could relate to?
It's definitely something that I'm learning as my career is progressing. Because I'm a very anxious person. And especially when I'm posting on social media, the reason it's taken me so long to become consistent on social media is because I couldn't post anything unless I knew it was 10 out of 10 funny. Like I just wouldn't allow myself. And it's only through speaking to other content creators and speaking to my managers and stuff, and they're like, consistency is the most important thing. Honestly, like you can't put that much pressure on yourself for everything that you put out to the world to be perfect, because it's never going to happen. So me progressing and me gaining that confidence and me gaining more exposure as well, just through being consistent, it's just showing that, you know, the journey is kind of the most important thing, and it's not necessarily the destination. And I feel like it's definitely something that I'm living by now.
Yeah.
as I'm
And
getting
you
older.
get more confidence the more you put stuff out and
Exactly,
put
yeah.
yourself out there. And it is difficult, trust me. I'm the same. I'm like, anyone who knows me, I'm not that. I like to keep my private life private, and
100%.
like even down to my opinion. So it's quite hard for me to put myself out there. So because I'm a bit of a people pleaser. At the same
Yeah.
time,
Oh,
I don't like upsetting people, but
listen,
but then I can't help myself and speak my truth. So
it's a really difficult boat to be
it's
in.
it's a
No, it is.
difficult one. So it's just like, it is what it is, you know. We're all individuals, so if people don't like it, they don't.
I think that's just another lesson that we need to learn, because you know, I'm the biggest people pleaser you ever meet in your life. I swear to you, I will put myself at a disadvantage just to make someone happy. And it's just because I don't want them to be angry at me, or in my head I'm like, I don't want them to be upset with me.
Yes.
But honestly, you're always going to meet someone that doesn't like you for absolutely no reason. You're always going to meet someone that will judge you before they get the chance to meet you. And you can't let those people affect your progress or your journey, man. They're always going to be there.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to give you some advice that might save you like a few years in therapy. Like, I think what I've learned anyway is to piss people off early or say no early. And then you get to see people's real characters.
Yeah.
And then, depending on how they react, is whether you can be that like overly giving person instead of just being self-sacrificing and it being wasted on people.
Yeah.
Because I learned that the hard way, you know.
Yeah, no,
So that would be my
so
only advice, to save yourself a lot of drama, heartache, exhaustion. Yeah.
No, thank you. I actually need that. I'm learning that now. It's so bad, especially as like through where the shows are starting to come in a lot more as well. You know, a lot more people will ask for favors, and I'll just do it. Honestly, I'll just do it. I don't care. I'll just do it because I want to make everyone happy. So definitely, I need to learn to start saying no.
My homework for you: just say no randomly. Just
say
test
no.
it out.
Yeah,
Test it out.
yeah.
It's fun. It's actually quite empowering saying no.
Yeah, have you paid for this train ticket? No.
No. I mean, not that.
I
don't encourage that.
Details. You know what I
mean? In the film, Denzel, he wanted to give his character a bit of OCD. So you see him fixing the cutlery, his watch, which does add to who his character is. Is there anything in life that you're a bit obsessive about, or you have an obsession with?
Probably my room and my skincare, to be very honest with you.
You got amazing skin, so
thank you so much.
It's paying off.
Thank you.
Gorgeous.
My skin has had its moments. I have really sensitive skin, so honestly, the smallest thing and it's a downhill slope, I'm absolutely finished. So I'm very, very, very particular about my skincare routine, day and night.
Yeah.
You know, the bed sheets, the towels, don't touch my face.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Wiping phones at work before I don't touch anything.
My skin's sensitive like that as well. Like
yeah, it's a blessing and a curse, to be very honest.
It is.
And also my room, because I know when my room's messy, it's a reflection of my mental state. Yeah, so I make sure that my room is tidy, because at least I know that at that point, you know, I'm okay enough to clean my room. So I know that I'm in a good place. So those are the two things that I'd probably say I'm the most like particular about in my life.
And in the film, he's working his way through 100 books. Are you a big reader? Is there a particular book you're reading at the moment?
You know what? When I was younger, I used to read a book a day. I genuinely was a bookworm. My mom used to buy me books for my birthday and Christmas, because that's all I used to ask for.
Aww.
As soon as I got my BlackBerry, I was finished. Social media ruined me, honestly. But I tried to start getting back into it, and I read The Girl on the Train. And I read, what was it called? My Sister the Serial Killer.
Oh, okay, I've heard of that. Is it good?
Yeah, it's a Nigerian book, and it was sick, but it was short. And I was getting upset at how short it was, but it was good because it left me wanting more. So yeah, I defo highly recommend that book. Both of those books, actually. Defo.
They're
amazing. No, do so. Please.
This is the first time Denzel's done a sequel. How do you think the sequel compared to the first one?
To be very honest, anything that came after that first film was setting itself up for failure.
Mm.
And that's simply because I have watched that film so many times. I watch it once a month without fail. And once I watch it, I'll watch it throughout that week. I'm a repeater.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like watching new things. So I think because I know that film like the back of my hand, anything that came after that, it was always going to be below it. So it was a good film. I enjoyed it. I did, but I didn't enjoy it as much as the first one.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. I'm a bit fussy when it comes to sequels because it's like, oh, especially when it's something like this. Like the first one's always the best because you don't know what to expect. You don't know
exactly
what's coming. I think I watched A Quiet Place 2 and I was a little bit disappointed because it didn't hit the same way the first one did. Like the first one I think was brilliant and it just didn't come with the same. Like you know what to expect and
exactly. Like once you know the plot, you know what kind of character he is. You know once you meet the kid, like you know that's going to be the kid that he clings to, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, exactly. It's exactly what you said. That you knew what to expect.
Yeah,
so it was a good film, 100%, and it was a good little plot twist. I got really sad when the woman died. Really, really sad.
Yes. Yeah, that was out of order. Like this guy just
disrespectful,
just so rude
for no reason.
It's like you didn't need to. You got your information. Like, why are you killing her?
Genuinely didn't need to die. Like I hate unnecessary death like that. But
yes.
Yeah, it happened. But yeah, it's definitely the first one over the second one.
I think it's just adding to that character being just so evil and just being mean. And I'm like you. I like to watch old stuff because I think there's a sense of comfort. And you don't know what's coming, but it just gives you like a nice feeling. So there's so many things that I've just watched over and over again.
But do you know what? I was actually questioning why I do that because my friends always get at me because I swear to you, every night to go to bed, I watch the same 4 episodes of Rick and Morty every single night. And then I can probably say it word for word. If Avengers, Infinity War and Endgame, I could tell you it word for word.
Yeah.
But I looked it up and it's a lot of people that suffer with anxiety tend to do that because, as you said, it brings comfort. You know what's coming. You know, there's nothing that's getting you a bit pent up.
That's really interesting. I have a particular routine as well. Like there's things, it can't be too interesting and it can't be too new because then it will keep me up. So it has to be like an old something or an old series or whatever it is that I'm familiar with, but I still want to watch it anyway. Now I know why I do that. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. I'm telling you, once I realized that, I was like, yeah, because now you shouldn't be making fun of me because you know there's a reason why.
Exactly. Yeah, it's comfort. Yeah,
exactly. Definitely comfort.
Is there any other films that you've watched with Denzel in it that you feel that he could have done a sequel to, or that you would have liked to see a sequel to?
I don't think so, you know. I'm not really a sequel person. Like, unless it's Marvel, I am very much like, you've done an amazing film.
Let it go.
That. Yeah, leave me with it. And I feel like every single film that he's done, they've been very like conclusive.
Yes.
This is the beginning, this is the end. Nothing else needs to happen after that. You've given me what I needed. This is the present that you gave me and I'm content with it.
Yeah.
So I honestly don't think there was any film that I've watched of his where I've like been wanting more. You gave me everything that I needed every single time.
I'm the same. I'm completely the same. So I'm just going to do a little quick fire round with you. All films of Denzel Washington. So Denzel's sexiest film.
Training Day.
Oh, he was pretty hot in Training Day.
I was ready to risk my life for Denzel in Training Day.
What did it? Was it the box, the silver chain, the waves? Because the waves were doing the most.
It was everything, you know. And I've realized I have a little thing for aggression. Whether that's healthy or not, I'm not quite sure. But in that film, the fact that he was kind of bad, but also kind of, you know, it was a bit
yeah. And also because we hadn't seen Denzel play kind of like a mean character like that, so it was a bit like, oh, hello, who's this?
Yeah, exactly. Who's this Denzel? Being a bit naughty, you know, and we're a bit hot.
Dangerous Denzel.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah, no. He was sensational. Stop it.
I think also another one is Hurricane. I don't know if you've seen that, where he's a boxer.
He's a boxer.
It's based on a true story. He is extremely fine in that film, and I was like,
Let me write that down.
write it down, hun. Write it
I'm gonna
down.
write that down. Hurricane.
Enjoy that one later.
No, 100%.
Denzel's most heartbreaking film.
John Q. My goodness.
Oh yes.
My goodness me, the tears that fell out of my eyes.
I'm still
and I'm not even a crier.
Yeah,
no, I don't blame you. Sometimes I have a random thought and I'm like, damn, that's some sad stuff.
Another one that broke me was Man on Fire.
Oh, do you know what? I've watched it. I remember it being sad, but I can't remember the plot.
Oh, the end, he basically sacrifices himself for the little girl. I can't watch that film without bawling at the end.
I just feel like it's him in real life. I feel like he would sacrifice himself for me.
100%. Yeah.
And I think that's why I feel so emotionally connected to him. Yeah.
Denzel's scariest, where he's been the most like menacing and scary.
Do you know what? Maybe Fences.
Oh, that's an interesting one. Yeah, he was
an arsehole.
Yeah,
man. It was bad vibes.
It was.
Right.
I don't know that this new personality you're trying to get, but we're not.
I'm not feeling this one. No. Yeah, no, but it was a good film. Like I enjoyed the film, but he was definitely mean in that one. 100%.
I agree.
Yeah,
I felt Viola's tears. Like I was like, this guy has put her through hell.
You brought the tears and the snot. Do you know how sad you have to be for snot and tears to be running down your eye?
Tears from the chest, like when it's I felt that. I felt
that.
That you're not even making sense anymore. You can't even. You're just.
You can't say anything. That's when you get beaten with the buckle of the belt. That's the type of tears that come out at that point. Yep, 100%.
When you cry yourself to sleep, those ones.
Yep. And then they say, "Do you want me to give you something to cry for?"
Why do they say that? It's like you've beaten me, so I'm crying because I'm in pain, and you're. Yeah, I don't know.
None of them had therapy. Clearly, that's the only thing I'm getting.
I'm still talking
from this. That's literally it.
I would say also in American Gangster, I think he was pretty scary in that, and I was like, oh, okay, Denzel.
I love his range, and I feel like that's one of the things that I appreciate so much about him. I feel like he can do anything.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a superhero, 100%.
And leading on to Best Oscar nominated Denzel, there's quite a few. I mean, he should have won more than 2 Oscars as far as I'm concerned, but I might be biased.
No, you're absolutely correct. But from when did Leonardo DiCaprio win? He's won 1 now, right?
Yeah.
From when Leonardo DiCaprio has only won 1 Oscar, there's nothing that I need to listen to anymore. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree. The white privilege clearly skipped over him. I don't know.
How? That's what gets me so sad.
Because he should have at least I would say at least 4. He's done minimum. At least 4.
Minimum.
I'm a
Inception, Wolf of Wall Street. I don't know if he won an Oscar, but I don't think he did.
Catch Me If You Can as well is a good one with Tom Hanks. Like
Catch Me If You Can.
So good in that.
Have you watched Shutter Island?
I've seen them all. He was brilliant in that. Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you on this. I don't know.
But yeah, Oscar worthy Denzel, John Q again.
Yeah, he should have won one for that as well.
I don't know how he didn't. That film, as I said, I'm not a crier, and I've only cried at like 3 films in my life, and that was one of them.
What's the other 2? If you don't mind me
asking. Straight Outta Compton, when Eazy-E died, my goodness, I cry every single time. Like, it's a consistent cry, even though I know he's not alive. I very much know what happened, but
you know what's
it made me sad. And the other one is My Sister's Keeper.
I've only ever watched that once because I can only deal with so much trauma. Like when something touches me like that, like my soul. And I lost my best friend to cancer. So I was
no, I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right, darling. This is too close to home. Thank you for your performance. I will keep it.
Exactly. So. I appreciate what you've done, but let's go. No. Those are the only 3 films that I've drawn tears from my eyes.
You know what? I think Straight Outta Compton is so underrated. because I genuinely love that film. Like, I think it's one of the best biopic hood movies, whatever you want to call it.
All of the above.
I think it was brilliantly made. Like,
it was so, the casting, the depiction of every single one of the characters, it was flawless. Like that, I couldn't have picked a better cast. At all.
There was no everything. One I thought, oh, could do. I wish they'd swapped that person with this person, or that performance wasn't great. Everything was 10 out of 10 for me.
10 out of 10. It was exquisite, man. Whenever I'm having like a day where I feel like I deserve enjoyment, Straight Outta Compton is the film that I put on. 100%.
No, for sure.
And you know, tell a lie, I did cry at the end of Endgame, Avengers.
I think everybody
Sorry to lie.
I mean, I'm very sure I probably cried at the end of most of them. I was like, why are you guys doing this to me? Like, why is it so? It's supposed to be a fun film. You guys are just killing me right now. I don't understand. No, that was super emotional. Another Denzel film that I think, well, actually, it's quite a few that he should have got Oscars for. Of course, Malcolm X. But like I mentioned earlier, Hurricane. I think he will see, when you watch it, you'll see what I mean. But I think he was superb in that. I don't even think there's a film that anyone can watch of Denzel and not say this is Oscar worthy. So I believe you. I'm genuinely gonna watch it 100%. Best director Denzel. So he's done quite a few directorial films. We've got Antoine Fisher, The Great Debaters, Fences, and of course the episode from Grey's Anatomy.
You know what? I'm gonna say Fences simply because Fences is Fences. You know, so you can't watch Fences and tell me that that's just not an absolutely sensational film.
The Great Debaters also slipped under the radar. I only watched it this year and I had no idea it even existed, but it's an absolutely fantastic movie. I watched it on Amazon Prime.
It's on Prime?
Yeah, it's on Amazon. And I was like, how have I missed this amazing film?
I'm going to add it to my list. Sorry, I've made a list of your suggestions.
The Great Debaters.
Hurricane and The Great Debaters. I'm going to watch it.
Definitely recommend. There's Fences, of course, which I thought he brought that story to life in an amazing way. It was real storytelling told at its best. And he also directed, I don't know if you watch it, Grey's Anatomy, an episode in Grey's Anatomy.
Do you know, I was going to bring up Grey's Anatomy when we were talking about traumatic things. And I said, you know what? Let me not even go there because I don't want to go too much off topic. No. I'm watching Grey's Anatomy right now.
Oh, you've just started?
I'm on season 8 now.
Okay. I'm on 17. I mean, I've been watching it from the jump, like as in when it was on Channel 5. Okay, like that's how long I've been watching Grey's Anatomy. So I'm fully invested.
I don't know how I didn't start watching it
ever.
I said every time I watch an episode, I message my friend and I say, how is Shonda Rhimes not in jail? Because I don't understand how she keeps making shows like this. How to Get Away with Murder and Grey's Anatomy. You can't tell me that woman has not suffered. She has to be in therapy because you can't make shows like this.
Yeah. When I watch an episode and somehow I haven't like cried to the point where I've given myself a migraine, I'm like, okay, that's success. This is a good episode, like, you know, but I don't even want to, I think we'll need to speak in a few more seasons, hon, because
it gets worse. I thought if anyone's going to be watching, and it's a spoiler, sorry, you know, I hope we've all watched it. The shooter episode, I thought, as in my friend, so my friend knows that I have really bad anxiety in it. So she was like, I'm going to tell you beforehand.
Oh, okay.
Like just the outlines of what happened. And she had to watch it with me because that's how traumatic the episode was. Like, and I genuinely thought that's as bad as it was going to get.
Yeah.
But clearly not. So I don't think I'm prepared. You definitely need to just one to watch with someone. Like it's one I watch by myself just because there's not a lot of like the people that I really don't love Grey's like I love Grey's Anatomy, and because I've watched it so all the scandals and the How to Get Away with Murders came after, so I've always this was like it was
groundbreaking, like when she first started, and you know, all the different doctors and the positions that they had. And she's got another one called Station 19, which you might enjoy as well. And
is that also on Disney Plus?
That, I mean, I watch it on Sky Atlantic, I think.
Okay.
But she really tackles like current situations, like what's happening right now, and it's
she's
brilliant.
so talented. It doesn't even make sense how talented that woman is. But honestly, I don't know why I never started watching Grey's earlier. I think I always just assumed that it was just something that my nan used to watch.
Yeah.
And it was just something that was always on telly, and you know, you just never pay attention to those things. And 17 seasons later,
honestly, and you would think that they kind of run out of storylines, but they manage a way to bring me in each season. I'm like, okay, guys, let's do it.
You've done it again.
I'm here. But it's honestly a brilliant series. Yeah, for sure. And I think I know where you're going to go with this last question. Mm-hmm. But where do you rank Denzel in terms of greatest Black actors?
Denzel Washington and Viola Davis for me are the most inspirational and groundbreaking Black actors of all time, in my opinion, simply because of the longevity of their careers and the just where they've been able to reach, and they're constantly outdoing themselves. And I just feel like there's no one that will ever be able to outdo Denzel's his discography at all. There's no one that will ever be able to outdo that. There's no one that can come up and say I'm an actor and say that I haven't looked at Denzel as an inspiration, or I haven't taken tips from watching him. He's one of the greatest to ever do it. No one can even argue with that.
Also, you heard it here first, Kyrah putting him at number one. So she said what she said in it.
I said what I said. And I meant it.
And for those people who haven't watched Equalizer, if you were to direct them to YouTube to watch one clip to entice them to watch Equalizer, what clip would it be and why?
To entice you, you know what? I would do where he went into the office to offer them the $9,800 dollars to release her.
Yes.
Because I feel like that scene tells you everything that you need to know about his character, tells you everything you need to know about what's coming next. You know he's on crud. You know what's coming. And I feel like that's just the perfect introductory scene. That's all you need.
I couldn't agree with you more. That's actually what I had as well. Although it kind of gives you the plot twist, so to say. I feel like it was such a sexy action sequence. Like I was like, this is a little bit too sexy for me. And the way he was just taking out everyone, the calculations, the movement, I was just like, this is brilliant. So I feel like if you don't want to watch the film after seeing that, I can't help you.
That's a problem. That's a personal problem that we can't fix.
Yes.
You know?
Exactly.
There's no way that you can watch that. Saying you have, in this amount of seconds, your heart's going to stop. Yeah? You could have walked away, but you wanted... what a guy.
As well, because it starts off really slow. Like, he starts calm and he's just moving a few things. Like, he didn't go in there all guns blazing, because that would have just taken away from suspense. But he went in there calm. He gave them an ultimatum, like, guys, you know, this, I can buy her life. But they laughed him out of town, and
that's what made it worse. They mocked him.
And I like that line at the end when he was like, who are you? And he doesn't answer it. And he kind of looks kind of upset with himself. Like, I didn't want to do this, but you made me do this. You
forced my hand.
Yeah.
And now I'm a madman, and I'm going to continue.
Now you made me do something I promised my wife I'll never do again.
You know? They did it. They forced his hand. He didn't want to. So I feel like that's the perfect introductory scene for anyone that has not watched it.
Yeah. I'm so glad we're on the same page and we agree.
100%.
Kyrah, you have been an absolute gem. I love talking to you. It's like talking to an old friend. Like, just
honestly, this has been great. This has been fantastic. Your skin is glowing, by the way.
I think I'll take that. Thank you.
No, 100%.
Sweat. I feel like that's
but hydration is hydration. You know when someone has good skin, regardless. You can see it.
Crazy amounts of water because
you see, I can tell. I can tell.
Thank you. You're so.
You're welcome.
But thank you
Thank
so
you guys
much.
so much. No, thank you for even having me. It's been great. I really enjoyed it.